Wait. Are we live? Is this thing on?
Is orange good?
Probably
Or
not.
should it be green?
Probably shouldn't be orange. But we'll see. If anybody is already in the chat, then please give us some feedback on the audio and stuff. Not sure how it's running at the minute.
Hi everyone! I guess we should start this as a normal video.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel if this is your first time here. Thought we'd do a little photo editing session today, but do it live so that if you guys wanted to pop in, join us, you know, have a little chat.
Simon and Tom's in the chat. That is long time, Tom. Long time.
Oh my goodness, long time.
How are you doing?
Hi Thomas.
As always with these live streams, it takes me a minute before I can actually focus on the stream because I'm trying to figure out what's happening. But
Yeah.
it seems to be... This is a new laptop, by the way, so it seems to be...
I can't find our live stream on...
It seems to be pretty good.
It's kind of
Interesting.
weird. But we are live, apparently.
We are live. We have a new... we have a new laptop the past while, but... Sounds fine. Does it look good? It's... Seems okay. I mean, it doesn't look as good as I would like it to, but...
I mean, nothing ever does it?
I mean, it should. I'm running at very high settings here. It should look pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let us know. How does it look? We're only looking at it on the little dashboard that we have, but...
Hey, I remember you. Good.
I can't pronounce that. You're going to have to...
Oh, I'm not sure about that one either. Huang Ka?
Hello there.
Hello. Welcome. I'm good. How are you guys? We are very well, thank you.
Okay,
we're in the
stream
green.
health is now green.
Excellent. Yeah, we're doing very well.
Remember that we must look
Been traveling.
at camera, not at screen.
Yes, I know. Been traveling a lot, Tom, and kind of, yeah, doing the same old, making videos, taking pictures. We're now at home in Ireland though, because of the whole coronavirus thing. But how are you? It's kind of weird that, like, the last time we would have been talking to these guys, it would have been like 14, but they're not 14 anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
That's weird.
Hold up.
Everything okay?
It seems to be running pretty smoothly. So, just to fill any of you in, we have a new laptop, and it's quite a decent one. How does it look? Is that the top quality you can show in? It's quite decent. And this time it has a separate graphics card,
no.
so we're running most of the encoding from the stream through the graphics card, so the CPU doesn't have to overload for any of you that are interested. Which means that whenever I open up Lightroom and do some editing now, it should be smooth. Hopefully.
I mean, that's full screen. It looks pretty good.
So with a bit of luck, it'll all work fine, and we'll have smooth sailing.
I'm 17 now, almost an adult.
Adult.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you know, like whenever
Oh yeah, that's kind of crazy.
you
When we
feel
were...
like an older sister, and you're like, oh, my brother's growing up so fast. That's how I feel right now.
Well, we hope things are all going well. You're on vacation, Tom.
Sweet. Where are you? Where are you in vacation?
Yeah, we're just gonna chill out a little bit, just let some people come in, and then we'll start just editing some of the pictures during chatting, and we'll go in and out of editing back into the full screen mode and stuff like that. We're kind of doing a little. This is kind of a little test, kind of more of a test stream to see if this laptop is capable of doing what we want it to do, and we've kind of got a lot more live streams in the works. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do more often on the live streams.
Yeah.
As well. Stuff like this obviously Q&As, editing, providing a bit of value while obviously having the cool live thing going on too. By the way,
Cool.
it would be appreciated if you could hit that thumbs up button. Just to, so YouTube will suggest out to our other subscribers so they can join us and actually see it. Silvestre Alvarez. 7 p.m. you guys watching Saudi Arabia. Well, we hope you're having a nice evening in Saudi Arabia. What's the weather like? I'm going to guess extremely humid and hot.
40
and
degrees.
Dry.
Plus.
Yeah. Would it be 40? Maybe not at 7 p.m, but I would imagine pretty warm.
Cool. Nice of you to join us.
Look
Thank
at the
you very
CPU
much.
only running at 40. That is delightful.
That's pretty nice, yeah.
And how's that when you're on at 31?
Southern Ontario. Oh, okay, Tom. So just a small trip. Or a little trip away from home.
By the way, we are sitting on the floor here, and I think it looks pretty decent. It's a nice...
Hey, look at that backlight.
It's a nice part of the house we're sitting here, so it kind of works with a bit of backlighting.
I think it looks pretty good.
Not the most comfortable, though. Not the most comfortable.
King Enderman, hi!
What's
Long-time
up, King
subscriber
Enderman?
Here.
How are you guys today? We're good. We're good. We obviously spent like an hour or so before we went live trying to figure this all out, which is always the case. But besides that, good. It's always a little bit of a stressful process trying to figure out settings for a live stream.
I know, and like you never feel like you're ready to go live. You're like, is everything like gonna go as it should? And then you're like, screw it, just have to hit the live button and see what happens.
Yeah, I assume everything is all synced up, voice and everything should be no problems. We're streaming straight through the camera onto OBS and stuff, so it should all be pretty good. But if there is any errors or you see any lagging or that, please let us know.
Yes, that would be great.
Can you hear the music in the background, by the way?
I mean, it's very low.
Some casual ambience tunes going on in the background. We can turn it up a little bit though.
Yeah, it's very low. I can even hardly hear it.
Yeah, I'll maybe turn it up a little bit.
Just turn it up by like 1 or 2. But how is everyone today? Happy Monday. Everything looks fine. Whoa, okay. Don't go overboard.
Well, what's that like now? Can you hear that?
That might be better.
Yeah, what you're all up to? Hope you're all having a good... I always feel like it's weird when you say that because I don't know if it's a good evening, morning, afternoon, but
yeah, I don't really
day
think it matters.
kind of
Just
sums
say
it up.
Good day.
Hope you're all having a good
That
day.
kind of works.
Yeah, there we go. We're rocking a chill out lounge playlist from Epidemic Sounds.
Yes.
Which is extremely handy for this because it's all copyright free.
Yeah.
LCCA, what is up?
Heart faces. Yay. Heart emoji. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us. Morning, almost afternoon for me.
This is probably the best kind of time because I think everybody's kind of awake at this point. This is probably the best time worldwide, is it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, ideally if we had to start it a little bit earlier.
But then it would have been even earlier in the US and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I think I'll maybe jump in and
You jump in.
open up Lightroom and edit a couple of pics. How are we looking? Stream health still looking good?
I'm definitely gonna get pins and needles in my feet.
Alright. Let's jump into Lightroom and see how it goes.
Yeah, we're just going to edit some pictures. Well, like Chris is mainly gonna do the
We
editing.
need to get you
things.
into editing more. Christina
I'm just here
knows
for moral
how
support.
to do it. She just doesn't do it enough that it's just second nature.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these are some pictures. Ideally, we would like to edit some of your guys' pictures, but we weren't ready to set all that up, and I don't know if we'd have enough submissions to be able to do it. So we pulled some pictures that we took recently, and I'll maybe grab a few more along the way, and just edit some of them.
And I'm here to answer questions.
We'll still be on
if
screen.
anybody has questions.
It'll just be casual chats while
I will for sure tell you if quality drops. Yes. Thanks, moderator.
That would be nice. Okay, one sec.
What time is it there, Simon? It is almost 5 p.m. right now.
Right, I'm gonna switch. Hopefully it's all smooth. So much quicker than it used to be. But yeah, just testing. So we haven't fiddled about with OBS in quite a while. When we were traveling, it was all just quick, easy streams on the phone. So this is obviously a bit more complicated.
Hey, that's me on screen.
It is.
Hey, that's me.
All right. In the Lightroom. Yeah. First, I think I will edit this one. This is a recent one that we took while we were going for a walk in the forest, and I wanted to get a cool shot of Christina. And this is actually took on our little A5000, and it's ridiculous that we still have it.
I know.
We just never got round, or could never really just have the budget aside to buy or upgrade enough that we would want. We didn't want to just upgrade a little bit because it's kind of pointless, because we'd want another one. We ideally want an extra camera that does almost what our main camera does or better. So.
And I was actually just thinking that when we first bought that little camera, I think it was like 3.5 years ago, we bought our Sony A5000.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Which is crazy. It is on its way out, like
slowly
but surely. I almost think, or at least you noticed yesterday, that it almost looks like it's been damaged.
We did drop it a few times. We really only use it if we really have to get maybe a side angle, or in this case we would rather take pictures holding the big camera just because it looks a bit more, it just looks cooler than taking it with a little camera that doesn't have a viewfinder or anything.
Yeah.
But hopefully soon we will be getting.
But it was such, like, I think it was such a great little buy. I would 100% recommend that
for a first,
as a beginner.
For a first camera, if you're looking to do like vlogging or that, we've said this countless times.
For sure.
That music's got quite loud now, but hopefully it's still good. Yeah, great little first camera, and the autofocus and stuff still beats a lot of the competitors.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, first thing, gonna go for a little straightening.
We did also have tea, but you know, it just kind of got so long that it got cold.
I mean, I wouldn't be against another cup.
That's mine.
I wouldn't be against another cup. What?
Is that your cue to say,
well,
go make another cup of tea?
Yeah, just gonna straighten this out and then go for the 4x5 crop because of Instagram. Kind of annoying. This is one thing I would ideally have liked your whole body to be in this, but
yeah, I know, because of the crop.
This is where you don't want to kind of include just the part of the shoes, but then it's kind of awkward if you just cut the ankles off.
Simon said he watched Zach King's video that he uploaded today, and his editing is mind-blowing. Do we know him, Zach King?
Is that the guy on TikTok, Simon, that you shared to us at one point? Because whoever that guy was ridiculous. Remember he, what was it he was doing? Pouring water into a glass, and then it just looked seamless that he just cut the glass with a knife and it was a birthday cake. But he had just poured water into it, and there's no noticeable cut, so I don't really know exactly what way he's done it, if he's just like masked it in, or I don't know, but that was genius. Hey, what happened to music?
Is that it over?
You can figure that out. Alright, so a lot of these pictures we take are what did I shoot this one at? So ISO 140mm f5.6. That's just because I had to zoom in a little bit to get a bit of compression in the foreground and the background, and wanted to keep the ISO low because it was the Wii camera and it cannot cope with any increase in ISO really. Which is why it is a bit underexposed, but that is easily fixed. That looks pretty good. What is wrong with you over there?
I've got pins and needles on my foot.
Christine has pins and needles. That's ridiculous.
No.
Now I can't see the chat or nothing.
I know, I'm sorry. I can't.
Austria, what is up? Hello, my teens, I enjoy watching you guys. Notification popped up. I also followed your Instagram. 7 PM now in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So that's
awesome.
2 people from Saudi Arabia. We have
Maybe
never been to Saudi Arabia, surprisingly enough, but
should we go?
I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. It looks... I don't actually know where exactly Saudi Arabia is on the map, but...
Is it the United Arab Emirates?
Yeah. One of those places that there's nothing else, like, anything like it. How's the colour comparison looking here in this stream? It's not bad.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
Stop limping around in the background of the stream.
Sorry.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia is representing. Right. Yeah, we're glad you enjoyed the videos. We've got a lot more coming. Hopefully,
Hello.
did anyone see the little short film that we made? By the way, we've kind of been promoting it a bit because we spent a lot of time on it, and it was enjoyable to do. All right, shadows down a little bit. I've said this in multiple videos, but whenever you're editing and you want to see if the whites in your picture are actually white, hold down Alt or what's that on Mac? Control or Command, and just scroll one way or the other. They're already white, and you can see do the same with the blacks.
Should I make more tea?
Probably. I wouldn't be against it.
Okay.
It's kind of annoying that every time I edit, the chat goes away.
I will. Yeah, can you not?
I can't keep it up because when I click off, oh my bad. It goes away. We need it. We've been talking
Well,
about
then
this.
I can keep it up here. If you put it on the small screen, you can keep the chat. I forget how to get the chat up.
Apologies, but this is kind of the test stream. Can you turn? You can't turn it sideways then, no. You watch the old hard drive. That canny fall, and I think it's hot.
But is that going to disappear?
Probably.
I feel like it will.
2 UAE and 2 North America and 2 Ireland.
Woohoo!
That's a
Almost.
mix.
Yeah, that's
Alright, I'm just
amazing,
going to
isn't it?
continue editing this picture. So that's pretty much where I start at. The white balance. Not really a fan of that. Kind of like it the way it is.
God damn it!
Maybe
Why is nothing easy?
maybe a little bit of increase in the warmth.
I just have to take the cups to make tea.
A little bit there. And then this is the fun part. Scrolling through the presets. See what one looks best. And I have edited this one pretty recently, so I've used the newest preset that we made that we've been using pretty much since we came back home again our feed, because we've really kind of found the look that we like in pictures. I don't know if you guys agree, but the current look of our feed is probably the happiest I've ever been with it.
Just gonna make tea. BRB.
More tea. That music is
Well.
not loungy, I would say. Quite depressing. Dark suspense in a
Dark.
lounge. There we go.
Coffee vibes.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, we've used the our newest preset. It's not in it. It's not in the pack or nothing yet that we have, but we're kind of working on making another one because we've been doing a slightly different type of photography and kind of like in the forest and a bit more naturey. Not as much street photography, obviously, recently, but we've been kind of creating a few new presets, and we had one from Christmas when we came home too that was a bit different, but I like it. I think it's more the style of photo that we want to do more of going forward, so probably will group some of them together and put them in a new preset pack, just because the old one was our original presets and a lot of them were kind of suited more to street photography. Some of them were. We had the vintage vibes one and everything too, which I still like. Where is it? I still like that. Extra pop. Kind of sort these ones out a little bit. My preset things is a little bit messy. Whoa. I still like these. We just, when you want to try and create a feed that kind of matches, you can't really be using a lot of different presets. We did before, and then we kind of wanted to get the feed looking cohesive, so we kind of stopped, but I still like all these presets. Teal and orange just never fails. Travel vibes. But the newest one, which is kind of a play off of one of the other ones we created, is this one. It looks ridiculous at the start. Looks ridiculous. Can I get the chat back? Do any of you guys actually edit your own photos in Lightroom, or do you use something else, or do you just take them and post them normally? What do you do? First of all, what I need to do with this is completely drop that down. I normally like to drop that texture. No, I'll go tree, but I'm dropping clarity down. So how has the whole quarantine situation been going for everybody? Boring, or are you kind of getting used to it? That looks pretty good. I do occasionally, but I usually don't post anything. Yeah, I mean, if you don't really care about posting photos, then I suppose you wouldn't much, but even photos that you take and want to keep, it's cool if you can edit them a bit and make them look better. That's pretty good. I've been back to work for a month. Oh, really? Well, the US is kind of a bit mixed, isn't it, with how they're doing things at the minute? Different states kind of seem to have their own thing going on, as far as I can see. Oh, by the way, I haven't talked to many of the Twitch gang folks, but I do show up to Ducky's chat semi-regularly. Oh, you still do, Simon? Yeah, we still follow her. I think she's on now, actually. We still follow her on Instagram and stuff, so we see that she's going live all the time, and we kind of liking some pictures and the odd comment back and forth. She's still doing her thing. We just haven't really got the time to join in on streams, because just we're doing all this other stuff too. But if we do, we would definitely join back in, see what's going on. I'm pretty happy with that there. Yeah, more tea. I'm not, definitely not the cheesiest person, but these mugs are the cheesiest mugs. It's quite embarrassing using these on the live stream. Look at what these mugs say.
They're matching mugs.
Can you see?
It's so
Put yours
cute.
up so you can see them. Is that on both sides?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
There are matching mugs.
Jeez, that's even hot for me.
Is it? Sorry.
There's not really a whole pile Where's the sharpening? See, I've got all the sharpening stuff built into this preset, so it kind of does what I need it to do.
There's a game on Twitch now, and it's super addicting. What is it, Simon? What do people play? It's on Twitch now. Same thing. Same things. League of Legends and stuff. Is it always like near the top?
Yeah. Getting there. Do a little bit of gradient.
Oh, look at the moodiness of those trees. I like it.
You don't want to go overboard in this because you can really see it if you go too mad with it. It is just a little bit distracting. Yeah, you don't want to drag gradient filters really over the brightest area, because it's kind of weird when you see that would have been with sun, if it was there, was shining through, and then it's just dark, kind of weird looking.
There was no sun that day, was there?
No, but there was a
just like
very
low night sky.
overcast sky. Yeah. So the problem we noticed literally just before we went live is the way we copied these pictures over in Lightroom. If I check the before, it's actually the original edit. So it's interesting to see how close I've got to the original edit while doing it twice. That red was definitely brought down more.
And you've made it a little brighter, I think. A little warmer.
Did I? I think I might have just... Pretty close. Yeah, there's definitely more vignette and shadows going on.
Cool picture though, I like that picture. I like how my red coat just like
the red
stands
coat
out
kind of
so
makes
much.
it, doesn't it? I mean, I think I probably did. I mean, it's pretty close. Similar. Yeah, it's
So
definitely a
that's
little bit brighter.
The edit, the
I must.
original edit that's on our Instagram.
Yeah, the original edit is the one on the left, I believe. I did brighten up certain bits. I drew over, but I'm not going to go into that amount of detail on this because you can't really, you can only slightly notice it. But that's pretty damn similar.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to run to the toilet because I'm drinking too much tea. Feel free to edit one.
Yeah. Okay, which ones do we even have here? Oh, look, they're all of me. Oh, that's me too. Oh, hey, that's me again. Oh, they're all of me, guys. Oh god, I missed so much. Matching mugs. Cheers. Yeah. Our matching mugs. Well, when you drink as much tea as we do, then, you know, you gotta have your own mug to drink them in. Love from Jupiter. Hi, Tanzara. Tanzara. Thank you for joining us in today's live stream. We're just doing a little bit of live photo editing. I'm just drinking tea and, you know, answering questions. But, yeah, just doing a little bit of live photo editing. There's hundreds of maps and each have a different illumination rate. Some maps are up to 2 hours long. Wow, sounds good, Simon. Sounds like that would definitely be very addictive. Good to watch. Hi Tom, welcome back. It's just me. Chris has left the building. I just needed to use the little boy's room. I don't know, what picture should we do next? There's me, a very underexposed me. Some leaves. There's me again. Ooh, I love this shot of the camera that Chris got. He actually took this at home. I'll show you the before. So this is the edit that's actually on our Instagram. How cool is that shot? He literally got it like right here. You can see that the background is the fireplace, the tile. And like he just sat a little table here, put the phone down, got that reflection of the lens on the phone. So cool. I like it a lot. That's when I wasn't living here. So Chris had to do a lot of the quarantine videos by himself. So he got this shot all by himself. Thought it was pretty cool. Good job. Hey, you back?
I'm back. How's our chins going?
They're going.
So did you edit one or you just wanted to pick one?
I was just looking through them. A lot of them are me.
I know. I kind of noticed that when we copied them, but I mean, kind of a test stream of this kind of thing. It's still cool to watch, I think. Anyway, watching other people like re-edit pics or just edit in general.
Tom says, "Oh, that picture that I was just talking about, it's a flex too because it implies you have two cameras.
What
If
one?
we had two of those cameras.
Oh, yeah, if we had two really good cameras, that would be nice. This one, it looks extremely underexposed.
I'm sure you guys can probably see all our presets on the left hand side. Look how many versions of our presets.
Yeah, no, I was saying this when you were away about how kind of messy it is. I need to reorganize them, but you can't really do it any other way because you don't want to delete the original one in case you make make an adjustment to it that's not good.
And it's good too because it, like, you can see how many times you've worked on it and like made changes and made it a little bit better, and then you save that, and then you make it a little bit better again, and then you save that, and it just becomes all these versions. But
this is quite. I don't know if this was the original one I edited. Was there two of these side by side?
I'm not sure.
Well,
the edit is there when you hit the before.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
This is quite a big crop for that wee camera. If this is like an A7 or something, or even our main camera, this wouldn't be a problem at all. It wasn't really, but this is quite a crop for how small that camera is. The original was, oh yeah. Did I crop it the exact same? What? No way did I crop that.
I feel like it's just showing you the crop.
Does it? Oh yeah.
Edit.
Yeah, that doesn't look straight.
Oh yeah, that doesn't look straight.
It's really not. It's an awkward shot to line up. Because what was straight? The fireplace in the background? That was actually took right here where we're sitting.
I did say that.
You did? That's still
because you
kind
can
of weird
see the
looking.
tile in the background.
Anyway, I'll not worry about the crop after. Well, kind of have to. It's annoying me.
You better get it straight.
I think it was something like that. And this isn't even a raw image either, which is quite.
It's on the camera, the wee camera.
It's quite good for what it is.
It is. I have to say, it's very well taken. Oh, cropping in even more.
I don't know. I can crop it a bit more at the end, but. This is where you notice it's not a raw picture, and
that's all you can do.
As much as you can do to the highlights. But I kind of, when I was taking this one, I kind of wanted it to be like that, really contrasty. Whoa.
Are you guys going to do more streams here in the future? Yeah.
We sure are. That's exactly. Am I too far over? You can explain while I try and catch up on these.
Exactly the plan, my friend Tom. We definitely want to do more live content. Here on YouTube is probably the best place for us to do it.
It makes sense to do it. It
makes sense to do it on YouTube. So that's kind of why these first few streams will probably be like testing out what we can do, what we can't do, what our laptop is capable of. And then we want it to be like a continuous thing of almost like having a point to the stream. So it's not just us being live with a cup of tea and chatting, which we could also do sometimes, but more of like we're here editing, we're giving you something, we're like showing you how to do stuff. Just something a bit more.
It's a live stream with content going on while we're live streaming. So it could be photo editing, it could be maybe running through how we scripted a video that we done, or how we planned it, or how we got the shots, and just talking about the stuff that we do videos on while having the nice part of a live stream.
Yeah, because we love live. I in particular love live, the live interaction between people. So yeah, definitely going live is one of my favourite things to do. Yes, Simon, this photo is indeed a JPEG.
Yes, exactly, Simon. I was about to say that because it was taken the Wii camera. This is JPEG, and it turned out pretty well. I mean, that was pretty it's shot at 1/100th of a second, no ISO because the Wii camera can't. 100 ISO even.
What is it? What's the shutter? 1/100.
100. Just because I think it was on a tripod, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was handheld, and I just did not want it to be blurry, because if this was blurry, it would just not work because it's so close up. But this is an example of you can still definitely shoot in JPEGs and make them look cool. But
it must have been what did you do it during the day?
Yeah, it's right at the window, and I had to. I wanted to get the little shine off the lens, which was kind of my main aim, and then the reflection. So it turned out pretty cool.
And this is actually included in one of the quarantine photo videos that you shot, isn't it?
It's in it. I didn't have. It was kind of for a TikTok, but I did include it in the video because it was exactly what I was doing in that quarantine video.
If you don't follow us on TikTok, by the way, please do.
I think I edited it with the Desert
We also
Storm
do live streams on there, but they're just more chilled and just kind of chatting and Q&As and stuff like that. Ooh, look at that.
I think I actually did this. So this newer preset we made is kind of off another one here. It's Desert Storm one. I think I actually used it for it.
So Simon says, so how much can you do editing wise to this? Well, we're about to show you.
Quite a bit, as you can see so far. You just can't bring the shadows up as much, and the colours when you put a preset on might not change as much, but they tend to be more like, this is a pretty, what's the word? It's pretty saturated. Like the colours are pretty strong.
Well, I mean, you don't have that many colours to play with, which is
no.
I mean, you're talking here blacks, whites, oranges, teals, a wee bit of blues in there.
You can still,
but it's not overly.
You can still do quite a bit to it. And then blacks are too black, though, I think.
I mean, you definitely still can do a good job editing with your JPEGs. You just don't have that or as much. What's the word I'm looking for?
Flexibility with stuff.
That wasn't the word, but that'll do. As much control, as much. There's a specific word I can't think of.
Right, that thinks I need to warm it up a bit. I'm not sure about that. Maybe ever slightly. Oh,
the song's off again.
This is one of those pictures that the adjustment brushes come into play quite a bit, and the gradient filters and stuff. But yeah, feel free to drop any questions into the chat while we're doing this, because that's what it's all about. How are we looking health-wise? Still good?
I mean, stream health or, general health?
Bit of both.
Maybe not so good. Maybe not so good. How has everyone's quarantine situation been? It just kind of reminded me of when we talk about health. Has anybody, gained a lot of weight during quarantine?
I've definitely gained some weight, which is probably a good thing.
Me, not so much. Not a good thing.
Yeah, look how much that fades in. It just looks like it's just what does this look? There's no edge on the phone anymore. Cool, isn't it? Look at the difference. Just an endless mirror. You can kind of. That's another kind of a little tip. You can kind of mimic low aperture cameras. This only goes as low, if any of you know, as 3.5 f-stop 3.5. But by doing gradient filters and putting the clarity and stuff down, you can kind of make it look like the foreground is blurrier and stuff. Which
I thought it went to 2.4.
No, that's this one.
Oh, sorry. You're talking about the wee camera.
The little camera. Right, now it's time to do some adjustment brush things. kind of all about the lens, this one, isn't it? All about the glass.
Yeah.
That's some twangy
It is.
chill
But it's
out
called Cozy Acoustics.
country
So,
tunes
I just
going
went
on.
with it.
Brighten that up.
Did you add teal to the highlights?
I think there is teal in that preset, and I think I kind of took it out a little bit because I don't I mean, I don't mind the teal preset or the highlights. I just don't like when you get that green reflection, which always seems to be on lenses. It always seems to be green, and I don't particularly like it. Yeah. I don't remember. I feel like I maybe cropped in more on the original.
I feel like it wasn't as orange as the original. Did you?
Yeah,
use a different
I've kind of fiddled about with the saturation a bit, and this might have been
preset?
a bit.
Cool.
This might have been higher.
Probably should have wrote on. Did we even put on community that we were going live today?
I don't think so, because no, I didn't.
Should have put that Instagram thing up too. I forgot, man.
This is another thing you need to be really careful with in pictures. This one probably not as much, but if you take a picture and something's really underexposed and you want to like draw over like somebody's face, for example, make sure you don't go over the top. Don't like draw outside of like around their head.
That's one thing I'm terrible.
It's pretty hard to do.
at, staying inside the lines.
But don't make too many adjustments or you end up with this big halo around them, which is, for somebody who edits, if I see it every time if people do it in a picture and it just kind of looks
you notice it straight away.
amateur looking. So either be really tidy with your drawing or don't make massive adjustments, I would probably say. But I've already uploaded these pictures and I'm not going to be uploading them again, so I don't need to be too strict. That's not bad. Too bright.
Too much.
Normally, recently I haven't been putting clarity up much, but because this is a camera, it doesn't really matter as much. I mean, I feel like that's probably pretty damn close. Looks good in the stream.
It looks very good, yeah.
Let's see the before and after. I mean, I feel like I would have probably done a little bit more.
Now remember, the before and after isn't actually the before, it's the before edit.
Yeah, this is the original
The
edit.
original edit
So
and
let's see.
today's edit.
Let's see how close. I mean, I still don't know if the crop's right, but it's pretty. It's okay, I think.
Definitely darker.
Definitely darker and definitely more, a bit more teal
It's
going
very
on.
similar though.
Pretty close. So side by side, when I re-edit a picture, this is the difference. So the right one is the one I just edited, and the left one was the one before.
The original edit. It's kind of annoying that we can't show you the before.
We'll figure this out for the next
time we will definitely have before and afters as opposed to original edit, new edit.
That's pretty ridiculously close.
It's
there.
very close, yeah. Yep.
I mean, I think it's literally just. I think the saturation's just brought down a bit more.
And the lens in the original one looks a little bit brighter, slightly.
I think the whole picture in the original one's brighter. So if I just literally put that up, one more,
Very
bring the
similar.
shadows up. a little
little
bit
bit.
more. That's almost identical.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I edited them the same. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, that one's quite cool. I'm happy with that one. That's another little thing you can do, by the way. If you hit L when you're in Lightroom, you can make the background dark and then completely black to kind of see what it looks like.
Yeah.
I think we'll go back out. We'll go back out of
instead of all of that
Lightroom
stuff.
mode for a little min. Back in the normal mode.
What ISO was this photo? Because I know ISO is different for a specific scene.
Oh.
Can you remember?
Why did the chat not come up? Who said that?
Oh,
Simon?
that was clean. Yeah, Simon.
What ISO? It was 100 ISO, Simon, so as low as it can go. Because the little camera, especially when it wasn't... I mean, it was decent lighting, but it was 100 because I knew I would have had to brighten it up a lot in editing, so I didn't want to have a lot of noise. And it didn't really have any, to be fair, although it was pretty contrasty out.
Yeah.
So far, I'm quite happy with how this live stream's
Oh my
running.
god, I was just about to say the same thing.
There has been no problems.
I was going to say, so far, the live stream has been looking pretty good.
Saeed Safir, what is up? Hello there, he says.
Hello. There's been no problems, like switching between screens.
I mean, the quality's a little bit, but that could, it might be better when we actually render the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth, and just in case any of you are interested, this laptop is a Lenovo what? Ooh, I can't remember, but it's got an i5 9th gen processor and a GeForce GTX graphics card. And the difference between this laptop running this live stream and the old one is ridiculous, and it had an i7 which was actually not as good as this one, which is an i5. If anyone's interested in laptops and computer specs and stuff, this one is beasting it compared to the other one. I could not have live streamed and had Lightroom open at the same time.
Oh my god, I know, it literally was shit. Why did I say shit?
Probably.
It's pants. Zaid, what camera do you use? We use currently the Sony RX10 Mark III as our main camera, i.e. main photo and video camera. We also have a Sony A5000 that we sometimes would use, but it's on its way. It
needs an upgrade. We actually need an upgrade for our main camera too, but that is simply really only because we do a lot of stuff inside, and
yeah,
we would ideally need a bit of a bigger sensor. It only has a 1-inch sensor, so you can't really put the ISO up that much before you see noise, and it's not great in low light. But besides that, a great camera.
They're just expensive.
They are.
For what we would need.
We would, at the minute, if we were to choose, we would probably go for a 6600, I think, an A66, would we? Unless our budget was endless, we would probably go for an A7.
If we didn't have, if like the dream camera, like the one we would be like, yeah, having that would be the A7.
I think for what we do, it's probably all round. I mean, the huge sensor and just how much you can increase the ISO would help so much for us doing video and pictures too at times.
So like maybe eventually like we could build our way up to getting an A7, but we kind of have to make the small steps towards that, which would probably be a 64
There's
or
a 64 or a 6600, and the difference in them is literally IBIS, the stabilization, and yeah, that's a huge one for video. They both have really good focus, really good autofocus, which really helps as well, especially when you're doing like vlogging type stuff and that.
Have you guys done research on phone camera quality? Not so much research, no. I mean, you've done a lot of research on actual cameras.
Yeah.
But not so much phone cameras.
Not so much. We actually have a Huawei, what's that, P20?
Yeah.
Huawei P20 at the minute, which is so much better than the older phone that we had, which was a Samsung, which we still have, S6 was it?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really use it for. I mean, we do use it for stories, but
Stories and like being out when you're out and about and you're like
to be fair,
snapping it.
it would probably be a good idea now that we have a phone that the old Samsung was not really great for taking pictures and stuff. But now that we have a phone that's probably in line with what most people use.
Like it uses a Leica lens, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know exactly what that entails, but we might
can do a lot more than.
We actually might do. That might be a good idea for a video to show what you can do with the camera, which is similar to what most people are probably using now. Probably similar to what most other phones people are using have. I'm trying to find a camera to start off with for beginners. Been watching your stuff for a while now. I'm currently using the iPhone 11 Pro Max's camera, which isn't bad but doesn't feel professional.
I would say it's
some of
good.
some of the photos that people take on iPhones, there's a lot of professional photographers and YouTubers that have done them comparisons. Whoa, apologies. Hopefully I didn't move it too much. That have Matty Hapoya, if you watch him, is one that comes to mind, and I think he done a video comparison of creating a little cinematic sequence on the phone and a camera, and then asked people to see if they could tell which was which, and he done the exact same shot.
Yeah, same thing.
I think he did that, or else he done a whole cinematic sequence on an
It looked
iPhone.
pretty damn good.
It
Probably
looked
overexposed.
It looked ridiculous. I'll take a little look, but yeah, I know what you mean. I don't particularly like taking pictures on phones. No, we shouldn't be.
No, we good. Also, why is the CPU sitting at 100?
Is it? I don't know.
But in terms of a beginner
I must
camera,
go to the bathroom again.
my
Drinking too
God,
much tea.
seriously.
That's what happens.
Oh my God. So it's just me again. Yeah, in terms of a beginner camera, I guess it depends on your budget, and what exactly you would use it for. Is it just for photo? Do you want to video as well? I mean, for us, our beginner camera was the Sony A5000, but that's like quite old now. Even like the 5100s are a little better, but like, yeah, if you could, it depends on your budget. Like, where are you at in terms of what you're looking for, and what exactly would you want to use it for? Just photo, question mark? Although iPhones are so good now, but I know what you mean about not feeling professional when you use the iPhone as opposed to when you use a camera. Are you done already? That was so fast.
I don't mess around.
My budget is around £800 and I mostly use it for video. Oh, okay, so it's mostly video, not photo.
That's what I would have said. What is it that you would like to use it for? Because that makes
That's what I said.
the narrowing down a lot easier. Mostly use it for video. Normally it's always the other way around.
So what would you think would be in and around that budget?
This is where I don't have the greatest, because we've only used one camera and we've definitely researched them, but we haven't used a Canon. We've only used Sony and we've only used like 2 of the cameras, and we know from other people what cameras are good, but they're mostly above the budget of our current camera.
I mean, a lot of people would go for the G7X.
800's quite high though.
A lot of people would start off with a Canon G7X.
How much is the new Sony that? How much is the RX100?
Yeah, I don't know how much the RX.
£800 is quite a
that's
good.
Budget.
That's quite high.
That is a high budget. Yeah, like if you could get an RX100, maybe.
I think you could definitely get the older RX100. I'm not sure what the new one is. Can you? We don't have any. I feel like it's around. The new one might be a little bit over that. I'm not sure. Then there's the new is it IZ?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Which is
little
cool.
they're little point and shoots though,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a beast of a camera, the RX100. But I don't know if you want to have one that you could, like
Yeah.
like a bigger.
Yeah, it depends what you're looking for. Like, do you want it to be a small camera that you can possibly carry around and vlog with, or is it a sit down camera that you're gonna have stationary?
Yeah, it's kind of just about ticking off the boxes you need and leaving the other ones empty because that drops the budget down or drops the price down.
You will find you will have to sacrifice something that you're.
Yeah, you kind of have to, or your budget
It's
goes
hard
up.
to find everything you need.
Yeah, unless you have a huge budget, then you can find it. But
Mm-hmm.
like when we were looking about upgrading this one or having another camera that we can have two cameras to film and take pictures, we were very interested in the Lumix, the Panasonic Lumix range of cameras, and we know a few people that had them, and they are great cameras, but they do have the autofocus problem, which at times could be really annoying. We were looking at the GH5 was one, the G85,
The
the
G9.
G9, G95, and the G9 as well. Not the cheapest of cameras, but they're pretty good for what they are. They're pretty they're like £1,000, like £1,000. But we know professional photographers that use those for prints and everything, and the pictures look really high quality. And it's got like a micro 4/3 sensor, which is pretty decent.
But it was the focus that kind of.
Just for what we like for this, for example, we're not really moving a lot, but if we had to do this in manual focus, we would be going in and out of focus a little bit. And in auto, it just wouldn't pick us up. You'd have to be in the exact same spot and keep it in manual focus, and
Yeah, no, I did.
all that stuff. It's kind of a little bit annoying.
Might buy something cheaper to start off with. Whenever I feel like I need an upgrade, I'd buy something bigger.
I'm going to jump back into
It's usually
Lightroom.
a good place to start. And the good thing is you can always just sell your old camera whenever you feel like you would like an upgrade. You could sell the one that you have and put it towards a better one.
One thing is, if you're, I don't know what it is you want to do video for, if it's just home video stuff, just holidays and trips and whatever, but if you're actually thinking that you might end up upgrading or doing something, think ahead with the camera you buy, because if you buy one that can use multiple lenses, then you'd want to buy lenses that maybe fit your next camera so that you don't end up spending twice or having to sell
and
camera
then having to sell everything
Yeah.
because you don't have lenses that can now work on your new camera. Definitely something to think about.
Yeah, try and think what maybe would be the next camera you might upgrade to, and if it matters. If you buy an RX100, then it doesn't really matter because you can keep that for ages, or you can sell it and there's no lenses with it and stuff.
Yeah.
But try and figure that out, or have a think about that at least. What's next? I think I'm gonna edit this one instead because it's different.
Oh yeah, this was in Taipei, Taiwan.
Yeah.
It's very cool. What was it called again? It was called something specific.
Was it the North Gate or something?
Yes! How
North
on earth
Gate.
did you remember that?
I just know it was Gate, but I just
yeah,
North Gate
yeah, it
sounds.
was the North Gate. Yeah.
This is where Lightroom can do its thing. That it's quite straight, and I was trying to get it as straight as I could, but this is where this feature in
It
Lightroom
looks straight to me.
does its thing. Kind of. I mean, it is pretty straight, but some of the things that this can do to pictures when you're trying to take a picture of a building and make it look almost 2D, but you're a little bit off and it's skewed, this thing just...
It kind of like warps it to be perfect.
It does this type of stuff. Like, look how
Jeez.
mad that is. I'm not going to keep it like this, but you can literally make it
Yeah.
the way you wanted it to be, which is a bit ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's one picture in particular I seen from someone we follow that did it, and it was crazy what it did to the picture. It made it look like this, but when they showed the before, it was so off straight, and it just made just straightened everything.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
In terms of oh, it's for cinematic videos, by the way.
then an RX 100 is a very good option. If you
require that slow-mo.
then still it's ridiculous. It has all that. It has all the great video functions. It's just a little point and shoot, and whether or not that bothers you or not, I don't know.
Great little camera.
We haven't used it, but
a good camera.
we would have if we had a budget. We would have upgraded the A5000 to an RX 100.
Yeah, so you would have to be looking at cameras that obviously are able to do more than. I mean, ideally you would want 120.
It does all that. I think it does 240.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm just saying, like our little point and shoot, for example, doesn't. It only does. It doesn't even do 60.
Mind you, it was like £200 to £300, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like a
huge
lot less
difference.
But
it kind of does everything.
Slow motion is a must. Yes, for sure.
RX 100, yeah, the RX 100 4, or I believe the 5 is out. I know they're similar. I think they maybe upgraded some stuff, but when it gets to that level of upgrading, it doesn't really, like, it's like buying the new A7, which probably has a few things, but there's still professional photographers who have the A7 III, and it's as good as the 4 to them, because they don't need, like, how good does your autofocus need to be?
It just needs to be good, you know?
Yeah, like, there's a certain limit that you aren't going to notice, and that's kind of what we've had to take into consideration when thinking about a new camera.
Thanks for the stream, guys. Got to go hop off for dinner. No problem, Saeed. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Hopefully we'll see you in the next one.
We will be doing more. We're going to try and do them. I don't know if weekly. I don't know if that's too much. Is doing these weekly too much on a YouTube channel? I don't know.
I don't know either.
We're trying to figure that out. Look at that symmetry.
Oh yeah, what was the question I was going to ask you? You haven't done slow-mo shots in a while. Yeah, I know.
We haven't?
I mean, in terms of...
Our last little short film had a lot of slow-mo.
Yeah, I know. But I think... Oh, Simon means like the funny slow-mo...
I don't know, does he?
I'm assuming so, because pretty much all our videos have slow-mo in them. Well, unless we're inside.
All of the ones I done at home didn't.
Yeah, well, if you're inside. Yeah, but you're boring.
Nope, I just didn't want to try and make cinematic sequences. I was just trying to keep them informative. Plus it was inside and the camera can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the question I had for you was, in terms of editing style, who would you say is your, like, inspirations?
Are you asking me or somebody else? You're asking me?
Yeah.
Who are my inspirations? They would be... Oh, that's white. Oh, it's already pretty white then. They would be...
Becky and Chris?
Becky and Chris would be a huge one for both. I mean, we're nowhere near their look. Their quality is ridiculous. But probably there's a few people on Instagram. Alan Palander's kind of would be between him, Brad Long, who is a photographer, does a lot of car and motorbike photography. Aaron Hall, I think it's Aaron B. Hall. Those are definitely three that I remember thinking, okay, those three is definitely the direction of the style I would like. And I kind of took some inspiration from all them and kind of made our own sort of style, which is very similar. There's only so much you can
make different.
You can make things different, but I didn't just copy them. I wanted that moody style. I knew was definitely the direction that I like, and then definitely those three: Aaron B. Hall, Brad Long, who I think is probably also inspired by Aaron B. Hall a lot, Becky and Chris as well, and who else? We do like Lizzie Pierce and Chris Howe's edits too. They're kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you call them, like moody, kind of natural looking edits too. They look like it could have looked like that when you were there, but it probably didn't.
But it probably didn't. Yeah. Actually, probably for
It
sure.
It kind of looks like how you would want it to look when you're there, rather than looking fake, which is not what I want it to do. You know?
Yes.
Who are your inspirations?
Well, it would be the same.
It
almost.
would. But you originally didn't like the moody edits, did you? Or you
I
didn't?
don't know if I didn't. Hang on one sec.
Whoa. Yeah, that's what I meant. The silly ones. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we just changed up the content, Simon. So it would be very strange. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a million miles away from stuff now, but it would be quite strange if we did some of that now, I think. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, I did not edit this with the preset that
No.
I'm probably going to use now, but
I'm actually interested to see how this one
yeah.
turns out. Because it's very different.
Yeah, that one definitely has a lot of teal going on, but I do like that
Yeah.
too. I'm just not as much into the teal anymore as what we used to be. I still like it, just it's not the style I like as much.
What?
I like scrolling through presets.
What?
That's a new one, but it's got some stuff on it that it won't look like that after like a couple of clicks. Whoa. See, I think this is the thing when some people buy people's presets and then they go, oh, I like his one, I'll put his
I'll put
mid
it
one
on
on it.
everything.
And then you're like, whoa, I mean, that works okay, but sometimes it just doesn't suit straight away, but it's literally like 1 or 2 clicks away from working. I think we maybe originally done this with teal and orange, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. But that's what the theme was at the time.
Would you prefer that I edited these in the way that I would put them on our feed now, or would you prefer me to use some of the other presets so you can see them? Let me know in the chat. Edit them the way I would edit them for our feed now, which is probably moody,
It's kind of a moody, dark vibe.
or edit them with all the presets just to change it up. This is gonna look like it's cold.
Mumbo Jumbo is a gamer but does photography on the side. He also loves old cars and is in the UK.
Sounds
Oh,
like my type of
sounds
guy.
like my type of guy.
Boom, 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 boom. I really hate that colour of blue. When you
Teal?
no, with the way it is, just that kind of baby bluish,
You
like
do?
not contrasty kind of look. No, well, I don't hate it. I'm just not a fan. I don't like though the amount of cars in the background, but can't really do a lot about that.
Yeah,
What I
it's quite
can do a
annoying.
lot about though is this little white thing on the ground. See ya.
Bye. Bye, Felicia.
This is another thing that annoys me when people edit a really nice pic and then just little silly things that you literally could have just clicked out and they were gone. They just leave them in. Especially when they draw your attention to them.
Much
Yeah,
better.
what do you think? Should I do it? I'm going to make some adjustments that I know I'm going to do after anyway. I want to draw some attention to this brick. In fact,
You're so good at colouring in with one hand.
I know, it's kind of annoying. I really should have a mouse, but then it's too much of a hassle to just always plug the mouse in. I just want to make the brick stand out because it looks kind of cool. It's quite a cool gate, if that's what it's called. I think what we should probably ask is, do you enjoy watching us edit, and should we do more like this? They won't all be editing pictures,
No.
but we will definitely probably do quite a few because we always have pictures to edit. I'm probably going to do the roof anyway, but I'll just adjust this for now. Texture, man. Yeah, moody looking. Do it, why not? Alright. Whoa,
Do
he has
it,
around
do
5
it,
to 6
do it.
million subs on his gaming channel. Jeez. That is a lot.
That is a damn lot. Okay, I need to pee.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. We've drunk 2 cups of tea and it was not the greatest idea. Because I kind of need it again already.
I mean, it's not like it's our first time we've drunk 2 cups of tea.
How long have we been on?
I'm not really sure.
Easily in 1 hour by now.
Oh yeah. Over it, I think.
I just DM'd his photography channel. We will check that out. We just can't click off right now, Simon, because the chat's on the phone. I can't do that on the laptop at the minute, but we will definitely check it out. I have not heard of him, I don't think. But anybody who's into gaming, photography and old cars, sounds like my type of thing. I'm literally just trying to add a bit more contrast in these bits and make it look kind of a bit grittier looking. Before I put the preset on, yeah, I'll do it with a different preset then. I feel like vintage vibes might be a cool one. The vintagey look. Yeah, I'll go with that. It's a bit blue, but I can change that up. Ooh, that brightens things up a lot. Too much blue, but I'll fix that. No way.
I can't sit here anymore. Yeah.
Chins. There's a little bit too much blue and
Yeah. Indeed, there is.
I'll bring it down a little bit and then I'm gonna go the other way, I think. Right for the vintage vibes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, wanted me to try something different, so. I kind of like the sky where it is, but I don't really like just how blue this is. So I'm gonna just desaturate. Oh, this is the new. I'm actually gonna do a video on this. There's a new thing in Lightroom where you can adjust the specific, like you can do a gradient or color in an area with the adjustment brush and then change the hue, which you couldn't before. You can only change the hue of that all of the color that matches that in the picture. I don't think you can adjust the saturation though.
Whoa.
Blue
Bring it
still
up later.
needs to go. Might have to do a bit more brush adjustments in this one. It's pretty damn bright, but that's because with a vintage kind of look, you don't have like, if you drag down here, it kind of gives that vintagey look. Which I kind of might do a bit more actually.
Yeah.
There's just something vintagey about the way, that's just it kind of replicates the way an old camera would do it. Still too many highlights, still a bit bright here though, would you agree? The brick and everything's a little bit bright. Just a little bit of vignette and this will do the trick. Very little noise reduction.
What did you do?
2.
2.
It just, if there is any little bit of noise, you won't. It kind of gives it a bit of a softer looking. That's a little bit much. Still don't like this blue.
Yeah, that has to go.
Yeah, this.
It has to go. Goodbye.
Whoa. So annoying. Has to be even, you know.
I love that you guys get to see how particular Chris is with his photos or with his edits.
Because you spend so long on them anyway, and if you post it and you're like, oh, if I should have spent 5 minutes longer, I would have been happy with it. Yeah, there you go.
There.
I'm pretty happy with that where it is. What do you think? I mean, I don't know. Oh. Anyone remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
Add a little bit. This is kind of that depth thing I was doing. Add a little bit of, or lower the texture and the clarity a little bit. And that's pretty cool, I think. Besides the big crane in the background and this van,
the stuff in the
and if there was no cars here and you could see Christina's silhouette a bit more,
that's me.
it'd probably be cool. But
yeah.
Okay, before and after. No, this one will actually be before and after. There's the original.
Oh, is that the original?
Pretty close. I think you maybe brightened it up a little bit.
Maybe.
Then the after.
Yes!
Quite like that.
I like that too.
Before and after.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that. See, that's another edit I like. I just, because our feed has a certain look, I wouldn't do that, but we have done it before. And the original picture probably looked a bit closer to that than if I was going to put it on the feed now.
Cool.
I like the warm look to it. It's cool, isn't it? Look how it was before.
Look how different it is.
But it looks more like what you would imagine it would have looked like, even though it has a vintagey vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of weird that.
Where did that blue even come from? Like, why is it so blue there?
It's just concrete that looks kind of like that. It's kind of weird, isn't it, when you look at a photo and then you were like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that, but you don't remember it looking like that.
Yeah.
You kind of imagine that it looked like that when you see it.
Mhm.
That's what I would say is, I mean, the skies, you would probably know the sky didn't look that teal, but
yeah. So that's our vintage vibes.
That is a pretty, yeah, that's the vintage vibes. I don't know, there's a standard one and an extra one, and what they do is the extra one's just a little bit more contrasty depending on if you're taking it on a phone or if it's a raw picture, and the extra one will add a bit more contrast because it tends to need it when it's a raw picture, and the other one, if you're taking like a JPEG, it should do a bit less, make it a bit less contrasty because it's already contrasting.
Dang, that was a huge difference. Yes, much better, more dramatic. Agreed.
Say that the bricks are a bit bluesy. Still?
No, that was before you changed.
Oh yeah. You can know you really only notice that. Look at this changing in the background. How much more pleasing is that on the eye though than the original?
Pleasing.
That was also because the temperature changed a little bit. Some of them can be hard to get white balance on because, I mean, how am I supposed to know what is white when there's nothing? You can't pick the clouds if it's actually white, so sometimes it can be hard to get the white balance exact, but looks pretty good to me. A really good tip is if you're editing a picture for a long time is to go away and get some tea and come back and you'll instantly notice if it looks too yellow or too blue.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think when you've been staring at it for so long, you kind of forget what
it's hard to know.
Normal.
Okay, well we do one more. That will probably do for this live stream, will it?
Yeah, up to you.
I'll go into the other mode so you can blabber on a little minute. Or you can pick another pick. Up to you. I'll be back.
See ya. Is the right more to how it was when you took that photo? What was the before like again? No, because the sky was definitely 100% not that colour. The sky was the exact colour you see in the before pic. That was definitely the colour of the sky, but I don't, like the blue in the bricks definitely was not, I don't remember it being like that at the time. But in terms of like the colour of the building and stuff, it was exactly that colour, like that orangey, peachy colour. But yeah, I think that looks really good. Cool. Right, what should we do for our last one? We have this woman right here who this was in Shanghai in China, wasn't it? Yeah. We went out and did a little bit of street photography, and yeah, Chris just captured this one just of this lady just chilling, drinking her whatever the hell she's drinking. So we have this one, which is more like a street photography vibe. Maybe we should change it up and do a little bit of that, because that's something we do a lot of, as you guys know. So yeah, we've got that one, which is a bit more street-esque. This one, which is just me shooting past a leaf. And then the rest is the more forest vibes again. So should we maybe go for this one, Chris, the more street vibe one of the woman?
Oh yeah, if you want.
And do a little bit of like street photography editing. Do you like this one? Are you dancing?
I'm also eating a sweet. Ooh, look at the mood.
Look at that one. Wow. That's cool.
And I'll roll to the other side if you want.
No.
No? Why not? What about the straight one?
No, we're on a live stream. It would take me like 2 hours.
It actually wouldn't, because
it would.
you'd probably do less to it than me and it would be done quicker.
It would take me so long, because like I would have to draw stuff and...
This is a hilarious picture, I think.
Yes, fine.
I need to scooch over.
Scooch over.
Hold on to check our old stream health. Seems pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright.
Oh my god, I was talking about pictures and I was on full screen.
See, that's what happens when you have somebody that takes all the technical stuff like me, and then you have Christina. And are we supposed to be seeing things? Also didn't read the comments.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I was looking at my face the whole time and I'm like, yeah, this picture's cool. Look at this picture of this street.
We'll put that down to this as a test stream.
I just forgot to change the screen.
So, yeah, this is the one that...
Well, can we just show the before the edit of the leaf? Because, you know, that's good.
This one?
Yeah. This makes me happy, this edit, for some reason. Ugh.
This is exactly the pictures when we went to go for this walk that I wanted to get before I went. This is how... I actually seen people taking pictures like this of, what are these, like bracken leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were so green, like they're really, really green leaves.
I
That's
just
cool.
like them like that.
I like that, that is cool.
I like the muted greens and the browns.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the one that we're going to edit. Oh, this one.
So, as I said before, that you probably didn't see this picture as I was talking. This was taken in Shanghai in China. And you snapped this one. It was just like, turned around, saw this lady like just sitting, drinking, and just kind of captured it. So we'll edit this one as a more street photography editing.
I think I edited these. I'm not sure what preset I used, but it'll probably look something similar. Alright, so first thing to do is probably straighten it a little bit, but I mean I think it's pretty close. Yeah, there you go.
Cuts off her feet though.
It does, but they weren't all in it to begin with, which wasn't great on my part. If I had been a little bit lower, it would have been ideal. But what can you do? I was kind of, the shot I was thinking of was kind of a little bit of space above her, and then the guy walking into the shop in the background. That sign might be a little bit distracting at the top. Probably go a little bit higher than that. And there it is. This was in, did you say, in China?
Yep.
Shanghai. Was kind of a moody day, and it probably wasn't that early either, so. Just to let you all know, this was shot at 400th of a second, f4, and ISO 100 because it was the middle of the day.
Simon said this photo
I mean, the crop's a little bit...
looks dark from the start of the street photo.
Yeah, it is a little bit, and I kind of wanted it
We kind of shoot
to look
that way.
quite dark. Yeah, because you want to make sure it's sharp, and when you're... I mean, 400... Yeah, I think that's probably about right. We were still, though. We probably could have went a little bit lower, but it's better going a little bit too high and knowing you can bring up the shadows rather than blurring it and then can't do anything about it. But I mean, I think it looks pretty good.
Oh man, my tunes are all done.
You see, now that's like... I don't know if you consider that perfectly exposed, but without really having to do that much, it's where you would want it to be. Alright. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of blacks in it, but Kind of separates her from the background a bit when it's dark that way. Now, what preset do I use?
Good question.
You pick one and then I'll edit it. That one doesn't really count, so we have, say, Storm looks freezing.
Very teed.
Yeah, I can adjust it a bit, but this was another one we were playing about with for Christina's feed for a while, and then we decided to not go with that. Very kind of cinematic-y, faded, like, look. Didn't really nail it. We were working on that one a lot, and we got pretty close, but GT Guerrero, what is up, Van Helsing? How is it going?
Hi!
Hope you're doing well.
We're just doing some photo editing.
Photo
with
editing,
you guys.
chilling.
So keep going. What else do we have about iced?
We have iced, freezing cold day. Looks cool.
It's cool, yeah.
Very grungy, cinematic, kind of like our little short film, kind of look. And then we have street vibes. I don't know what I added these with. It might have been.
Yeah, that's cool.
These aren't. We used this in one of our videos when we were doing street photography in the Philippines, and the shots were just. I don't know. I had to make a new preset because none of our presets worked on it.
Working so well.
Yeah, I felt like there was a lot of kind of yellows and blues going on. I wanted to kind of mute everything, so I made a new one, which I made 3 of because I was adjusting it.
I mean, obviously that works as it is street vibes.
And the new one, obviously it doesn't end up looking like that. It's a bit deceiving. I need to fix that. Oak mood. I think I added it with this one. The original.
The OG.
Travel vibes. A lot of teal going on again.
Nah.
But the minute you warm that up, it kind of changes.
What about...
Then we've got vintage vibes.
What about winter long?
Freezing cold.
Whoa.
Freezing cold. Looks like a
Baldy.
moody English movie, like James Bond or something.
I don't know. So far I'm feeling street vibes and oak mood.
I think I probably chose Oak Mood for the original.
So let's not choose that.
That looks like the original. But I mean, we haven't got street vibes in our preset pack.
Oh, Icy
I
also
don't
looked good.
really know. You can completely change the mood of a picture. Like completely change the whole vibe that it gives off by choosing or by editing in a certain way. Like, it's just a different vibe. But you decide and I'll edit. Or you guys in the chat can decide.
Yeah.
Hi guys, are you still in the Philippines? We are not. We're actually back home again in Ireland. We have been for kind of since, but just before the whole lockdown thing in the Philippines.
Yeah. We've been home for about 3 months now, and we had always planned on coming home, and then
I'm
we
just gonna cut you off and go with Icy,
Yeah,
just
Icy's
because I think it's different.
What was his name? Oh yeah, we kind of like when we left the Philippines, it was just before Manila went into like lockdown. Nobody was allowed out, or nobody was allowed in, nobody was allowed out. So yeah, we kind of missed that, and we got home just in time before that, which I guess was lucky to get home. A lot of people then ended up stranded places, and yeah, why is that coming up?
No idea.
That needs to go.
Don't quite. Yeah, this is a very moody picture.
Okay, last pick of the day. It's a street pick.
This preset pretty much gets pictures the way you want them if you're going to use it. If you're looking for a moody, cold looking, the settings are almost exact. You don't really need to
adjust too much.
change a lot with this one.
Shanghai was definitely an experience.
It was. That it
for
was.
For sure. It was our first time in China, and it was just definitely it was a memorable one. Wasn't like anything we'd ever experienced before.
Kind of want to keep that cold look. Was it cold? It was cold, wasn't it?
It was cold, yeah.
So it kind of fits in a little bit. Now you can kind of go to town on the vignette and in a picture like this.
Go to town.
And I am going to go to town.
Why not?
So that guy in the background is just simply a background, and that is that. Another little tip is if you're doing vignetting and stuff, that's kind of an example, but it didn't really make that much difference, is you want to like make this bit really dark, and if you want to do it with a gradient and you drag over this pole and everything, if the sun was shining on the pole and it was bright, don't like delete that bit, otherwise it just looks fake looking, kind of like that. I'm probably going to drag over this anyway, and it doesn't really matter on this, but that pole would not just have a random dark
yeah.
shadow over it.
Yeah, because it's in the foreground.
Yeah, it's in the foreground, so that's not what I want to do. But I probably will drag in one actually to be undarken this a little bit, but darken it straight on so that it's not just one big half of it is dark.
Really makes her stand out so much.
It does. And then I'm going to make her stand out even more.
I love how she just has like a bag of clothes.
I just seen her when we were walking past. I was like, we have to get a picture of her. Just the way she was sitting and all, it was like just so casually sitting in the middle of the street just drinking. It looks like Sprite, but whatever the Chinese version of Sprite is. Shit. Getting there. You can do that texture thing again here to make it a bit blurrier, but don't go too much or you'll see it. And then I'm going to duplicate it and invert it. Kind of just makes it look like the only bit of light in the picture is shining on her, which is kind of cool. Something a little like that.
It looks good. What you guys thinking?
She stands out so much.
Yeah.
Even though she's not that far away from the door. Whoa.
I like that outfit though. Oh, it is Sprite.
Is it?
I think so.
This is a very, very contrasty photo. I think I'm kind of happy with that.
What was is the before the actual before?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's pretty. That's like a cold day, even though she's sitting drinking Sprite. Probably not the greatest style of edit to do in a picture like that, just because it doesn't. She's not going along with the cold day vibe, but she doesn't look like somebody who's going along with whatever vibe everybody else is going along.
No.
Right,
Not
here,
at all.
I feel like that's. Could maybe do a little bit more, but I'm not sure what I would do. Still feel like the crop's a little bit off, but
Let's see the before.
that's the before.
Oh, that's an edit. Oh, that's the oak mood.
That's the oak mood, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Definitely a different. I'm not fully straight in there with that edit. Whoa, how are they so different?
It's the crop that's different.
Yeah, but the whole picture's tilted in this one. That's a different shape of a picture. It's like
Yeah.
that doesn't really matter, but it does look better. Alright, what is better? Which edit do you prefer more? I know which one I like more.
Me too.
That one.
Yeah.
The previous one.
I prefer oak mood.
But then
That one.
I probably wouldn't have chose. I do still like the right one. I did do a little bit more editing to the before as well. The skin tones are. I mean, if you're going for that cold look, that's probably
That's
the way it would
definitely-
look.
Yeah, it looks freezing.
But that's a good example of a photo that you can make look like kind of a humid midday kind of pic.
Yeah.
To me, that one looks like how I remember Shanghai being.
Mhm.
Like sunny,
Cold but a
cold
little
but
bit
sunny and a kind of warm, whereas the other one does look absolutely freezing.
Yeah.
It's a toss up for me. Yeah, it's hard to know.
I guess it just depends on what vibe you want to.
But that's the
portray.
joys of editing. That crop still annoys me, but I don't know if I did that myself. I feel like that was a Lightroom thing.
Yeah, maybe.
This one looks better to me. Even the crop looks better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely prefer the left, but I do kind of like the right too. There's definitely a place for it. If your whole like set of pictures from that day you were going for that vibe, then this would fit in for the cold kind of cold day look.
Hence the name Icy.
Yeah,
Cool.
and that's that.
That's that, guys.
That is that. What did we get? 4 pictures out of it? I mean, we weren't really. It wasn't trying to be a speed edit or anything, but
Well, at least we got to use a couple of different presets
yeah.
and to show different moods and stuff. They turned out well, though.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with them. Next time, you have to edit some.
Okay, next time I will edit some, and also
Don't underestimate
we
Christine's
need
editing.
the before and afters.
Yeah, we'll. I'm not sure. We'll try and figure that out. We probably have to re-import the raw ones again.
Yeah, probably.
But
we can do that.
that was fun. Thanks for everyone that joined us. Hopefully you enjoyed watching those edits and hopefully learned something
Yeah.
from them, which is the whole point of this new style of live stream that we want to do. We don't just want to sit there and not give any value to you at all. Unless you get value from us just talking pure nonsense for an hour or so, then
You might.
you get value
Depends
from
on
every
what
time we do anything.
But yeah, hopefully, now that we know this live stream went pretty well, there was no issues, thankfully, we can definitely get into a routine of doing more, try and figure out what way we want them to go, and then, yeah, we'll be doing more live streams here on YouTube, which is exciting.
Yeah, if there's anything you would like to see us maybe doing, or even something you would maybe like to see a video of, maybe we can make it suit the live stream format that we're kind of coming up with. If we
Yeah.
don't think that, or if we just don't have time to do a video on everything, or whatever, we can kind of do a live stream around most things, which should be quite fun, especially now that I know the laptop is capable of doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll finish there.
Yeah, it's time to go and make some dinner because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But yeah, cheers for joining us, guys, and we will keep you posted, probably in the community tab and YouTube stories or Instagram stories or whatever it is, about the live streams. This one was kind of a bit not last minute, but we weren't sure if it was even going to work, so we didn't want to.
But it did, so we're all good.
Much. So we know now that we can go ahead and do more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. It's dinner time.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hopefully we will see you again in the next one. As we always say,
take it easy.
Don't be a stranger.